Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 7th grade concept of operational word problems. This is standard 7.3b in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 36 of the 2025 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we've got a scout troop wants to buy a waterproof canvas. They're going to buy this many yards, 11 3/4 yards. It costs $18.36 per yard, and then you get a discount. All right. So how much are we spending on this canvas? Well, let's first take our 11 3/4. Let's make that 11.75. So 11.75, just converting that 3/4 into 0.75. And it's going to cost $18.36 per yard. So we're going to need to multiply 18.36 for each of these yards. It'd be a lot easier if that 11 was a whole number, but it's not. So let's do a 4x4 multiplication to see how much the cost is without the discount. So we have to be careful here. So 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 7 is 42. Add the 3 is 45. 6 times 1 is 6. Add the 4 is 10. 6 times 1 is 6. Add the 1 is 7. Now we're going to start multiplying in with this 3. This 3 is in the tens place because it's really 30. So we're going to add that 0 there. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 7 is 21. Add the 2. Add the 1 is to 22. 3 times 1 is 3. Add the 2 is 5. 3 times 1 is 3. Now, keeping everything all lined up nice and neat, we're going to now multiply by the 8, which is really an 8 in the hundreds place if we weren't dealing with the decimals, in the ones place. So we need to get those two decimals, or those two zeros there to kind of line us up there. So we start in this third spot. So 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 7 is 56. Add the 4 is 60. 8 times 1 is 8. Add the 6 is 14. 8 times 1 is 8. Add the 1 is 9. All right, it's keeping everything nice and neat. I've got this 1 left. This is in the fourth place over. If we weren't dealing with decimals, it'd be the thousands place. Let's go ahead and put 1, 2, 3 zeros. Don't really need to multiply, because all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to write down 1175, because when you multiply by 1, you're just writing down numbers. All right. So we've got these four partial products we need to go ahead and add. So that's going to be a 10. That's going to be a 3. 10, 17. 7 and 3 make 10. Add the 4 and 1 is 5. That's a 10, 11. Okay, so I've got 2157300. Now, how many decimals do I have? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 digits behind the decimal in my factor. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4 digits behind the decimal in my product. So $215.73. Let's see if this just makes sense. If I were to do my round this to 20, round that to 11, 11 times 20, right, is going to equal 220. So yeah, we're within the ballpark there. Now we need a 10% discount. So what we could do is we can multiply this by 10, by 1/10. We can get that discount. Now when we multiply by 1/10, what we end up doing is we end up shifting the decimal over. One spot if we were going to times 10, and then one spot if we're going to times 1/10. We want the second. So you have to pay attention to the direction. The number gets bigger if you multiply by 10. If it gets smaller if you multiply by 1/10. So really, it's going to be 2, 1, and then 5, 7, 3. So let's go ahead and look at 215.73. We're going to take away 10% discount. So I'm just going to write 21.57. I'm going to drop that 3. That's the 10th off. Subtract. We get 6, 1, 4, and that's going to be 19. So what's the actual final price? $194.16. I took that 10% off. Answer is C.